Greetings. Once again, thank you for letting me into your home, and welcome to the Kingdom Cultural Center. Let us talk about this. So I want you to understand something here. I got an article. I'm always on the internet, and I get a lot of email from various individuals and various companies. But here's one I want you to adhere to. First of all, our children are being bombarded, are being indoctrinated through other forms of media. The world system is giving laws and principles that is deviation from God's word. Now, it's unfortunate that a lot of religious institutions have embraced God's word as religious information or religious book, the Bible, but it's not a religious book. It's God's constitution to all mankind. It's for us to live by. Now, those of you who have living by God's word and have embraced God's word, but you go under the name Christian, quote unquote, you're giving yourself something that Jesus never gave you. Once again, I like to tell you, I like to share with you, and we're dealing with principles, we're dealing deviants here. I look and I hear and I read about many churches, church leaders accepting homosexuality, individuals who are deviants, who fail to adhere to what God created, male and female, boy and girl, and yet they want to change they want to change what God have put in place. Now, these things, the same thing, these are not new, by the way. Sodom and Gomorrah. All it takes is a little element, a little smoke, a little fire to start a whole forest. And it doesn't blow up automatically. The process may be quick in some areas, and it may be slow in other areas. But I'm going to tell you something. When you allow disobedience, sin to come into your life, it will destroy you. Trust me. And when I speak of sin, sometimes I'm reluctant to mention the word sin because it has the religious community have put it in such a religious environment. But sin is what it is. What is sin? Is disobedience to God's word. So if God created male and female by gender, and this world and this government want to change it, they're deviants. There's nothing else you can call it, but they're deviants. They want to accept what they want. Now, all of this stuff, all these issues about homosexuality, even in the school, they tie the parents' hands. Now, I know a lot of churches like to say the family, a lot of people say the family is important. It is. But the family is important very important when you are instructing your children. Basically, the man, the husband, and the wife, instructing your children in God's constitution. How to live, not in the world system. When you study God's constitution, you'll find that from the beginning, when God created Adam, It was a perfect unity, perfect union. He created Adam and he created Eve. He created male, then the female. And it was for the man to lead his family. But at that time, when all this took place, it was disobedience that fell and separated man from God. You gotta see what's going on here. It's a domino effect from the time of Adam. And I can't express to you enough about obeying God's word. Forget about the religious concept, because I'm sorry that it is, but religion is more damage than good. People say, my Christian faith. Well, what is your Christian faith? If somebody asks you that, what are you going to tell them? God's word has nothing to do with Christian. If you study God's word, you will find the only time, and I'll read to you. I want you to turn to Acts the 11th chapter. I want you to see where the word Christian come from. Now I want you to understand something. There are many churches all over the world. They have kingdom principles. They have kingdom principles. But they follow them when they choose to. See, when a king gives an order, it's set in stone. God's word don't change. It's still the same. Now, I want you to read. I have this phrase I use. If someone can name you, they can define you. Somebody give you a name, they can define who you are from the name they gave you. I want to listen to something. Turn to 11th chapter of the book of Acts and the 25th verse. Follow me. Then Barnabas went to Tarshish to look for Saul. And when he found him, he brought him to Antioch. So for a whole year, Barnabas and Saul, later his name was changed to Paul, met with the church and taught great numbers of people. The disciples were called Christians first at Antioch. They were called Christians first at Antioch. They were called Christians first, uno, at Antioch. The people gave them that name. Now, whether it was out of mockery or whether it was out of the fact that they followed Jesus, the teaching, the message, but they were called that. Now, down through the years, being that they were called that, they started defining them. And then it went on. The Catholicism, all the other churches. And you see how it dribbled down. And then you start getting denominations, which denominations mean separation. But they all kept the same constitution, which is known to this day as a religious book. And it's not. It's not a religion. It's God's constitution to all mankind. This is how we're supposed to live. This teaches us how to live. And you see, this is very important. Because when you're a kingdom citizen, your behavior, you being filled with the Spirit, You're supposed to affect others, not by walking around giving out tracts or telling them about Jesus. You know, some of you need to really shut up because you talk about Jesus and you live such shabby lives. I'm going to cut it short right now because I have to go into the next session. But, you know, I just want to get that over. If people can name you, they will define you. Until next time.